I was recalling when Dr. Sebi spoke about how he was impotent around the age 33 and how he was cured. Now, it is true that various herbs can cause effects upon the body like that, and it's also true that the mind is powerful enough to cause such reaction upon the body on its own. However, some call that a pseudoscience, but it's being proven every day to be true. Now, I once thought it was just a food that was healing me, and in part, I was correct. I mean, it's just like with cars. You put the correct gas inside of it, you get a smooth ride. Wrong gas, well, maybe not so much. Same with food over a period of time. Now, there's what's called a placebo effect. It's when you believe wholeheartedly that something or someone can heal you, and then you're healed. Now, many of my sisters are dealing with fibroids, and most will go and get surgery to have removed, and then unfortunately some time will pass and the growth will return. But what about Dr. Sebi's impotence? Because apparently he had a great experience with this man that he mentions was from Mexico, and this occurred before he was known as Dr. Sebi, but as Alfredo Bowman. Now, this experience appears to be the catalyst or the spark that inspired his path. And during Sebi's time with this man, he was given some herbs known now as viento, and he was told that this was going to cure his impotence. Now, Dr. Sebi said that he stopped eating for a certain amount of time and was only drinking water, taking the herbs, and no longer was he impotent. Now, but you know, the mind is very powerful. It's a very powerful organ, and with focus, determination, and clear intent, it can create what looks like miracles. Now, Dr. Sebi obviously had enough faith inside of this man from Mexico until he took a 50-day journey of abstaining from food in order to heal. So what he did was he silenced his body, moving the ills out of his way so that his mind could heal it. It's the energy of our mind that's healing us. Some of us have stronger minds than others, and Dr. Sebi obviously has a very strong mind. And the placebo is the faith that's placed onto something like the man from Mexico, or maybe the herb, to heal him. The placebo effect of that faith is becoming healed. The herb would be more like a sugar pill with a placebo. Now, when Dr. Sebi began his journey with the water and the herb, he had already set his intention for what he wanted the desired outcome to be. Now, his awareness was removed from the impotence of his body. He wasn't responding to what was going on with his disease state any longer, worrying about it. Sebi silenced his body from that. This placed his energy on a whole other level, allowing his mind, body, and spirit to work in tandem. So I healed my body of fibroids, and plenty of women are doing the same thing. I don't consider myself a healer because I don't see myself as healing you. I only provide the tool so that you can heal yourself by showing how I did it. Now, Dr. Sebi, he would be more like the placebo. He is the wand that you're using to focus your intention for a specific effect. And if that works for you, then I would definitely say stick to it, because I wouldn't definitely tell anyone to stop doing something or start doing something in regard to the body or their health, right? So look at it like this. The impotence he experienced is a root chakra and a sacral chakra issue. This is the area of the genitals and the reproductive system. And if I'm not mistaken, he was also dealing with something like diabetes or high blood pressure or maybe heart disease. Now, if this is a root chakra issue, then it could be stress or fear. All of that is a level of energy that affects the mind. Now, being impotent has to do with being sex and a partner, and it's personal. It's about a relationship. And maybe a fear of not being able to perform sexually, or fear of not being the man that this woman needs. And stress and fear is psychological. So it's in the head. It's with the crown chakra energy. It's the ori. Now this is an example of how above is below. Now I'm going to use a chart to show this as well. Right. Now my colors are going to be based on light sources that I'm going to be showing you. Okay. Now the root chakra is the first major chakra, and the color is red. That's for below. And the crown chakra is the seventh major chakra. Its color is magenta. That's for above. Now, if you look inside of your computer at a color scheme, you'll see how the colors flow and how they create. The red begins and ends the spectrum of visible light. So it's like the alpha and omega in a sense. Now, when the root is out of order, your crown chakra energy will be too, because your crown is where the thoughts are being produced in regards to what's happening in the root. So say it's a physical issue and not psychological, like diabetes or heart disease, because impotence could be a sign of heart disease and even high blood pressure. Now, when working with your energy centers, one might tend that if you're working with because it's the heart, it's a heart chakra issue, but it's actually more of the tainted roots of the lower chakra in the roots stretching up, presenting itself as heart disease. Now, look at the color chart again. The heart chakra is the color green. It's the complementary color to the root chakra. So that's the connection. It's the connection. It's the colors. This is a holistic thing. All are connected. Colors, light, pigment, our organs, the elements, and this planet. We're all connected. Like I said, it's holistic. You can't leave anything out. It's all holistic. The chakras are energy. The energy transforms into emotions. Emotions begin feelings. The feelings to thoughts. Thoughts becomes manifest with the mind and then in the body. Even if you ask, what about pollution? I would have to say, what about it? Because it too, was made manifest from mentally deranged people. Chemicals, pollution, viruses, all from deranged mentalities. Now back to that 40 to 50 day journey that Dr. Sebi took for impotence. What he did, he forced his body to submit to the will of his mind. That was like a walking meditation with an extended length of time. And it takes a strong mind to do that. And some serious willpower. And have you ever wondered why the doctor may check your eyes if you say that your side hurt? That's because below reflects above. That's your liver in the solar plexus chakra. And then it shows in the third eye chakra in the eyes. The solar plexus is the large intestines, it's the stomach, the liver, the gallbladder, the pancreas, the spleen, and the skin. Now, liver disease, let's go with jaundice. So like the doctor would see a yellow inside of the whites of your eyes, and then also on your skin, because above is below. It's holistic. The solar plexus is in your lower chakra. So that's right here. And then you have your third eye chakra. That's here, okay? So your solar chakra, that's yellow. And then your third eye chakra, that's your indigo. That's your indigo color. It's close to a blue, but it's more of an indigo, almost like a purple, but it's not purple, but it's indigo. So your solar chakra, that's your third lowest chakra. And then your third eye chakra, that's your third higher chakra. That's your connection right there. It's the third lower and the third higher. That's the connection between those chakras. It's not necessarily the colors right there. It's also where they're going to be placing. That's on your color wheel. Okay, so that's the connection. Now, I've been asked many times if I had surgery to remove the fibroids. No, because that's not for me. And for many women, like I said, the growth returns because the real issue is just not being addressed. Now, this is all about doing the work, being diligent, not stressing, or focusing on the disease state of the body. Now, I'm sure a few of you have actually heard of the Yoruba belief system, the Orishas. Now, I'm not talking about the religious aspect or the misleading mumbo-jumbo stuff. This is an old system from Nigeria about our energy, our organs, and the relationship to this planet. Now, let's look at Timah. She's an Orisha, and she represents water. She represents the fluid in our body and the water on this planet. That's also the sacral chakra. If she were to come to life, she would be Storm, one of the X-Men. That's actually who they base that character off of. Obanani is an Orisha of old and wise energy. Oba's energy is in graveyards, in caskets. That's death. Oba is also represented in water. That's life. It's fluid. That's transformation from one thing to another. She could also be the crone in the three wise sisters. And her sisters would be Oya and Oshun. So that's past, present, and future. Now, you gotta go through one, just to get to the other, and they can all exist at one time. That's like the Akashic record. And gosh, I hope y'all are sticking with me on this, and I hope, because what I'm talking about is all energy. It's just all energy transforming from one existence to the other, and oftentimes energy can get stuck. If it can't transform and move in a natural flow, it becomes stagnant and sedimentary, and that's what leads to a deformation as it manifests into something that it should be. Now you have a disease. It's deformed energy. The journey always has to start at the genitals in the root chakra. The genitals, like Dr. Sebi did. That's the root chakra. What affects your genitals will reflect in your mind as energy is being transformed and manifested.